we come together. If you actually took a look at our group and you laid everybody out from Bolg Loke, Mr. Producer, Felix, myself, Rava, everybody that's been on the podcast before, and you laid us out, you'd actually find everybody on the political spectrum, and we come together. We are the average player. All right. And I'm going to tell you, this just does nothing for us as the average player. And it goes back to that argument that we made a couple of weeks ago. Wizards will make something and they'll blame you for not liking it, knowing that's not what you wanted. We need more stuff like you're saying, Luke. We need the stuff that's like, here's how the deck works. Here's new options you can add into your deck. Hey, here's a new feature to the deck, like a shuffle feature. Like if you can get a card that, it makes you play 2 cards, like weird things like that, like fun things. But we're focusing more on telling a story that doesn't need to be told in this book. If you want to go write a novel about this character, all right, maybe I'm down to read it. She looks like a pretty cool character. But
yeah, I have nothing against the idea of the character. If you go and just like the Forgotten Realms novels that are out there, or the Dragonlance novels that are out there, you write a novel with this character and you do a good job with it, great.
yeah,
But putting it and then if you reference that in your rule book, saying, the sword that this person used or the deck that this person used has this configuration in it, so that if you're a fan of that book, then you could pull that, the stat block
you
for
knew
that
it's
person.
Asteria's. Yeah, it's Asteria's stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that's fine. But when you create a character specifically for a DM's guy, it's a one-off NPC that almost nobody's going to use because it's not a set. It's not even from their primary setting. This
like
isn't a Forgotten Realms character. This isn't the. I don't even think this is a Greyhawk. I think this is the pre-Greyhawk setting. I can't remember what it is.
but even then, oh, I'm sorry. Go for it,
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm just saying they're pulling from a setting that they no longer use. They no longer publish materials for. So nobody plays in that setting.
But I'll give them that. I'll give them that. At least they're putting it, and they're not trying to like shoehorn it into like Forgotten Realms or any of the newer
But it
settings
would
that are.
fit just fine in the newer setting.
Yeah, but I think if you try to like push it in there, I think players are going to have like an even harder time wanting to deal with this because they're, like I said, we're considered. I would consider us the average players. All right, like I said, we hit all spectrums of the political ideologies out there. But this, like I said, this going into like a storyline that doesn't matter kind of gives you the option to like not even worry about it. But at the same time, why is this the focus of this book? We've talked about this in the past that they're either making books for the DMs or the players, and you have to decide. And this one, I don't know. This one is them trying to sell a novelization in the form of a DM's book. And when nobody buys it, they're going to be mad. They're going to come out and tell the players it's your fault. You didn't like this, and that because that's Wizards' thing. Like it's their go-to thing.
Well, like,
Yeah, and there is good stuff in this book theoretically. They do have new feats, new player option type backgrounds.
Which I'm all about. I like
Yeah,
the background. I like cool backgrounds.
but those are all going to get overshadowed because this is the
This is the headline.
the headline. Yeah, this is what people know about this book, and they're it okay if you have a friend or family member that is in that community that you want to buy them this for their birthday or something so that they feel included. That's about the only situation where this adds. I'm not.
I got you one better than having to buy them a book so they feel included. How about you just include them?
Yeah.
Let me solve all your inclusivity problems right now instead of like, oh man, hey, I bought you this book. It's something we may not be able to use because it really doesn't have anything to do with the game we're playing. But here's a book. Or hey man, you want to come play D&D?
I think to go back to what the pirate captain said earlier, I think it opens criticism for trying to have neurotypical people role play neurodivergent character. It opens a pathway for criticisms that are on that.
Can you imagine the controversy if in one of these online games they start using this book and one of the online professional DMs
Tries to play
brings
the
this,
character.
tries to bring in this character, and they bring him in behaving like, say, Forrest Gump,
Or like, yeah.
how offensive that would be.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not
Yeah.
even one to be like offended on things like that, but at the same time, like that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And
Well,
go for
and
it, man.
the thing is, autism is a spectrum. That's why they call it the spectrum.
Right.
Outing myself, I'm on the spectrum.
Bro, we
I'm
all
on
are
the-
all on the
I'm on the very high functioning end of the spectrum. But if you hit the wrong spot, you're going to piss people off.
and they haven't actually told you like where she's at on it either. So
Right.
you know
Yeah, so
have,
they're-
like,
they're-
Forrest
they're
Gump
like-
or a Bulk Dork. which is
They're
kind of the same person,
establishing
but-
a movie autistic where basically they have a superpower.